And hi there, my name is Rebecca Weaver, and I am from Kasilof, Alaska. I am shown here doing a little salmon fishing, which I love to do on the Kenai, and I'll be doing that some this summer, of course. Um, let's see. Next up, I have three beautiful daughters. Here we are. We've hiked to a glacier, as you can see some in the background. And there we are out on the deck enjoying ourselves. As always, I have two daughters that are at UAF right now, Jacqueline, who's majoring in art, and Juliet, who's majoring in biology. Our oldest daughter, Anna, is teaching French, and she loves linguistics. I have been teaching mathematics for over 25 years. I currently work for Kenai Peninsula College. And I'm taking this course to fulfill the requirement for the Alaska Teacher licensure. I have a professional license from the state of Tennessee, and which is where I'm originally from. And we did move up here about 8 years ago. We sold everything we had and then moved on up and have loved it and never looked back. I took Cook Inlet Anthropology with Dr. Alan Boris. I work with Dr. Boris. It was one of my most favorite classes I've ever taken in my educational career. And I have a couple of degrees in mathematics, and I sure do love math, but Dr. Boris's Cook Inlet Anthropology on the Dena'ina culture was one of my very favorites ever. Um, so I'm really super excited to be taking this class. I like the fact that we have to take these courses in order to get our certifications. I probably would have skipped over that and not done that if it hadn't been a requirement, and I am certainly glad that I am taking these classes, and this one being the next in that series. And afterwards, I'll probably take some more because they teach you to think in a different way, and without having taken Dr. Boris's class, of course, I would know really literally nothing about the Alaska Native culture, and not knowing that they were different to my American kind of mindset. Um, the answer to the question that we were posed, I have just a few bullet point thoughts on that. Clifford, he requests and he really wants and he drives home a respectful collection of information and artifacts with the expressed approval of the Native culture community. And he says the norm now is with explicit contract agreements. The reason for this was all of the many different cases that he cited of the very disrespectful uh, just collection of artifacts, human remains, and just general disregard for the native cultures. Um, an anthropologist's main goal would be recording the language skills, art, and the way of life of the native cultures and kind of keeping those alive, especially Dr. Boris works with the Dena'ina language and trying to revive that language and make a written form of it, which is an admirable and lofty goal, seeing as there's very little way to write down these sounds. And learning what art is available and the different skills, the survival skills that the native cultures used, learning that way of life and seeing how people survived in this time. Um, and then Clifford stresses the requirement that the native people be a part of this research effort because that's the only way to really for everyone to understand, which is what anthropology is about, is understanding another culture and understanding their way of life without judgment, just understanding it. And in the end of this, it's that he wants a collaborative anthropology between the native people and the anthropologists themselves, and that's really the only way to get a true sense of what's going on with a culture. And with that, I'm super excited to be in this class and looking forward to the discussion boards with everyone. And thank y'all for listening.